Tom Brady is not going to be done playing football here. And it's not about, Fox and going to be a commentator. All that can wait for him. It's about the Raiders. It's about the Raiders where Brady is now a minority owner, or is about to be. I guess they still need to vote. And how even players on the Raiders, Perloff, are not totally closing the door on Brady.
Yeah, but that might be wishful thinking.
Well, wishful thinking, but it just doesn't make sense that Garoppolo with an injury history that he had even before you want to talk about the latest shoulder thing or foot injury. I'm sorry. What's Garoppolo on now? Foot or shoulder? Foot. Thank you. So even before that, that's the biggest gripe and knock on Garoppolo is that he gets hurt a lot. So they bring in Brian Hoyer as the backup, and they don't do anything very meaningful in the draft unless Aiden O'Connell ends up becoming some fourth-round wonder or whatever. So they have this team where they've made big trades for Devontae Adams. They've invested in guys like Chandler Jones and Maxx Crosby. They've invested at so many positions, and yet, they're just going to go with maybe a flimsy Jimmy Garoppolo could get hurt at any time? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think the Chandler Jones thing, they took a shot. That did not work out well, and I don't think it's going to get any better. Maxx Crosby is sort of a pillar, so you pay him. But let me ask you, how is this going to work out? It's June 26th. When is Tom going to start this Raiders experiment?
Well, let's listen to Maxx Crosby, shall we? Because he was a guest on the Von cast with Von Miller. Here's what he had to say about how Brady could find his way onto the team.
Obviously we got Jimmy G. He's coming back. He's going to be healthy. But, you never know what's going to happen. Tom Brady's a competitor, the greatest of all time. So at the absolute worst, if everything doesn't go the way it's supposed to and we need him, I would not be surprised if Tom Brady shows up in a Raider jersey.
There you go. And what are the odds that Jimmy is going to stay healthy? Are you close to zero? Are you willing to say totally zero? Because I'd say close to zero.
So in that scenario, then Tom Brady's a midseason join-up?
And the reason why he can do that is because he spent 2 different stints with Josh McDaniels that were both like 10 years each. He got early Josh McDaniels and he got late Josh McDaniels. If there's anybody who could proverbially come off the couch and jump into the offense, it would be the guy who probably helped Josh McDaniels invent the offense. Tom Brady.
Stu, you know exactly. I'm talking to you because you're a Raiders fan. There's nothing Tom Brady could do to ruin his legacy except put on that silver and black, because this would be a disastrous end to the Tom Brady career. That's so
iconic.
Tom Brady joining the Raiders in Week 6 would be like, oh my God, it'd be such a bad move for him because it'd be such a low chance of success.
Okay, here's the thing about competitors like Tom. I don't think he thinks that way. Number one. I don't think people were really associating with the Tampa Bay Bucks with, this incredible winning. The Bucks were the yucks, remember? I know they won a Super Bowl, but before Brady got there. But that was at some points, that was an embarrassment of a franchise. And Brady saw opportunity. This could be the same opportunity. And I think it never looks awesome at the end for anybody. Maybe John Elway. That's
your pitch? Tom, don't worry if it goes badly. It never looks good at the end for anybody.
His legacy won't be hurt by this.
It'll be like Jordan with the Wizards, is what you're saying.
And you guys don't even acknowledge that, Jordan with the Wizards.
No, it didn't even count.
I know. It's like you Men in Black mind erased it from your memories.
So Tom Brady, though, isn't an idiot. He went to Tampa Bay because he knew the NFC South was at least winnable. Yeah. This is a very hard division, a very hard conference. So say he said comes 2 weeks before the season starts. Look at his first 5 games, Maggie. At Denver, at Buffalo, versus Pittsburgh, at Chargers, Green Bay at home. That's winnable, I guess. Then New England, who he just went to a retirement thing 2 weeks before. This is not a ready-made situation for Tom Brady. He's taking on a big challenge in that ridiculous conference. They got to go at Buffalo in week 2. So he either waits till they get through that rough part of the schedule, at which point they're 1-5, or I don't know. I'm not sure how it plays out.
Do you understand how many games Tom Brady has won in Buffalo, New York? He's won more games in Buffalo than Josh Allen has won in Buffalo.
You don't understand. When you put on that black jersey, something strange happens. It always does. I think it's going to be tough. If I'm Tom Brady, I want to get back into that NFC South. Just call the Bucks. If you're going to join a team again, go back to the Bucks. Although you do want to avoid that coach, but
yeah, I don't think he's going back to the Bucks, and I think this is if you're not truly done with it, I think from his point of view, do you regret doing it or do you regret not doing it? And I think for athletes like him, you regret not doing it, not giving it a shot, not being the one who marches into Mile High and gets a win or goes to Kansas City and beats Mahomes. I mean, I don't know. They're not like us. I don't think that Tom Brady is thinking about the downside. Generally, he's actually a very positive person. He says that a lot. You have to, do positive, talk to yourself in a positive way, even to become an athlete.
No, I agree with all that. But there was something he said that made me think that
self-talk is what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah, positive. Very important. You're right. You have blinders as a champion. But he had a quote that made me think that he was serious about this retirement. He came on and said, for everybody who keeps talking about me playing again, it's never going to happen. And I'm retired and stop saying that. That was like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? I think he thinks he's retired. No, everything you say, by the way, I don't want to go too far here because I don't want anyone to clip this. And when I say Tom Brady's ever coming back, but why would you believe the man, Maggie? He keeps saying he's retired and coming out to play on this Raiders team, who is the odds say is going to be a distant fourth place in the AFC West.
Listen, if I believe it and Maxx Crosby believes it, then those two. This is someone who's not in the building and someone who is in the building. And Maxx Crosby is looking at this and being like, so you're telling me we're going to go from Garoppolo, who's hurt all the time, and then we're just going to go to Hoyer as the backup? And this is going to make a lot of sense to who?
Well,
nobody. And you're not getting in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes here. You're too good.
How is that team possibly too good?
You have too many good playmakers. You're going to be stuck in the middle. You're going to be mediocre if Garoppolo goes down.
I think, first of all, as I was telling you, on Friday I came in, I'm like, Stu, I'm hearing amazing things about rookie Tyree Wilson. Maxx Crosby said he looks great in the film room. He's paying a lot of attention. Hasn't actually stepped on a football field yet. Stu was like, oh, great. I mean, listen, they got tank written all over them to me.
And what did Tyree Wilson have? A back issue? What was the thing he had in college?
I thought it was foot or ankle.
Foot issue?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, with the Raiders and Jimmy G, it's easy to get confused. Now, Maggie, you mentioned about Brady and the Bills, and I knew he had a good record against the Bills, but do you know how good it is in Buffalo?
It's like 80-2 or something.
He's 16-2 all time in Buffalo, including the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Like Brady, like as bad as the Jets were against Brady, at least they had some success against him.
Yes,
the Bills had no.
I know.
In Buffalo.
Yes, Samter.
2-16 in Buffalo. How?
And one of the times they beat Brady and ended up on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
And they play the Raiders week 2 in Buffalo.
Well, here's the thing,
it's
though.
Amazing.
That was in New England and maybe Tampa Bay. He's going to be 14-point underdogs if he shows up in week 2 in Buffalo.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he's thinking about that. And Maxx Crosby isn't thinking about that.
Buffalo's a second home for him. He feels more comfortable there than he does in New England.
He held many passing records for the stadium before Josh Allen came along.
I want to put stakes on this.
About Brady coming back?
This year, yes.
Okay, wait. First, before we get into any new business, we should take care of some old business, though. If we're going to get new bets, that's where you're going with this, right?
Yes, definitely new bets. And by the way, I'm going to say the Raiders are at 6.5 in Vegas for wins. If you add Tom Brady, they go to 7. That is there's no reason for him to go there. They're going to get destroyed. But yes, what is our old bet?
He changes the culture in the building. You're forgetting that aspect.
It is already June 26th. What is this culture change? Does it take a little time to do a culture change?
Nah, it's cool. Brady can
just like Baker Mayfield changed the culture in the Rams building last year when he came in week 12. I have no idea what you're talking about.
They beat the Raiders that night.